Hey Bosco, we're gonna go and figure out what's happening here if your rails. Here, we'll just, I don't know if you have sound or not. A little bit of sound. We'll keep it somewhat muted. Let's go back to that front board and see. Yeah, so that front board's decent. The only thing is, there's a couple things here actually. One, you're approaching the rail from pretty far away. This is making you need to like jump over onto it. And that's why you're getting that like slide from your front foot to your back foot. That's all coming from your approach, what you can't train on the training bars. So go and narrow in your approach. Instead of taking off here, take off a little bit more here with less toe pressure. That'll just help you go and pop up onto your front foot and hit your front foot without sliding. And then the other thing here, what I wouldn't worry about too much because you're sliding and it makes it uncomfortable, but you just don't have quite enough rotation in your board, so you're a little bit smiffed, not fully rotated. I think this is just happening because of your approach, so go and mellow out that approach. Mellow out that approach, make it so you're not jumping forward onto the rail as much, instead just going up and shifting your hips, because that's going to really help you just be in more control and let you focus on rotating your hips, because your body position, head position, everything's good. You're just going and messing up that approach. That's not letting you go and fully load up that hips because you want your weight set over that front foot in order to go and get that shift and get that tail pushed out. So that's all through approach. Front two. First of all, for front two, you're going too slow. These tricks, the faster you go, the easier they are because it gives you more airtime and it goes and makes the feature fast. So that is hard to give a coaching advice because you're going really slow and you need to go and compromise the form in order to like succeed there. But if I was to go and do something, it's just that you're going and pre-spinning a bit. So go and be more patient on that takeoff, go a little bit faster, hit it with confidence and pop up. And then your spot is something that we can go and point out here too. You're spotting towards the end of the rail, but sort of not downward enough. So this is sort of a tall compromised position, and that's going to make you unbalanced. I want you to see your spot a lot more like, a lot more down. Instead of head here, a lot more eyes over here at the rail. If you're taking, you only want to be looking at the rail if you're trying to do it to fakie, and you can do it for a bit, but your head facing down towards the back of the rail is what's going to help you stay stacked and stay strong. The other thing is you're just looking up too soon. So you're looking up, so you want to hold your head down at that spot position. Normally, yes, you're right, you want to be looking forward to do the trick, but because you're sliding off a rail and you're leaning forward a bit, your spot isn't doing anything over there. You're not seeing anything. So it'd be way better to have your view shifted here because that'll help you shift your weight because you can see your whole body's weight is shifted to where you're spotting at. And that's one of the reasons you're sliding on top of just like pre-spinning the takeoff a bit. Keep playing around with it. You just need a bit more confidence and a bit more down, getting onto a rail, you're on it. Front board. Yeah, seems like the same little issue you're having on the front board. Let's go and confirm. Yeah, so this seems like it might be a reoccurring problem for your rails. Again, another thing that's really hard to train on the jib bars is you're just popping up into your tricks too soon. So notice how you're going into front board before you leave the lip. You really want to make sure that you're gliding all the way off the lip before getting to front board, just because it's going to give you more consistent control. Because when you do this, what it does is it turns you off the rail. And that's why you're going and hitting the rail and then sliding across it. Because by doing this preemptive turn, it's going and setting your momentum to the left, and then it will continue the whole way. So go and clean up that approach, make sure it's straighter and a bit more patient, and it's going to really help. Blunt two. Nice. So that was good. Good position. Locked up. Stacked. So the only thing that's missing here for your 270 is you're going and having just not quite a fluid motion of your rotation and your snap. What I mean by this is you're popping into the board slide, finishing the momentum of your upper body here before you leave the rail. And that's making you miss your timing a bit. So you're rotated, and now you just need to use counter rotation for the rest of the rotation. But counter rotation only gives you 180 degrees of rotation. So you're never going to be able to get the 270 fully rotated out that way. In order to fix this, you need to do two things. One thing that helps is just getting more onto your back foot. more into the back foot and the more you're bent over it will help you go and lead the rotation for your upper body, expanding the range of motion you can make. And the other thing is just timing. You're going and being fully extended and then just trying to pop counter rotation. You need to think of back blunt 270 as carrying your momentum. You have your momentum off the takeoff, you land, and then you let your upper body continue that momentum. So when you pop off the end, you're at that peak of your body being fully rotated, but still having a bit of turn momentum. So here you have your body fully rotated, but you have it done a little bit too soon, so you don't have any more momentum, meaning you need to rely on counter rotation to come out. So go and slow down this upper body rotation process by loading more weight onto your back leg, and that's just going to help you get that little extra bit of rotation, making those just cleaner and feel easier. 50-50 front lip. I don't know if you want this one broken down, but we'll do it anyway. So again, you're alling super early. That might be on purpose here, but that's just something I've been seeing on trend. Actually, let's go and look this and make sure. So there, on your backboards, you're doing it fine. Yeah, back takeoff is fine. You were super close there. So yeah, this looks like it's intentionally early because the rail's short. Doop. And then if you are going and switching into like a switch up, notice here how you're sort of tall and like extended. You just want to be a little bit more down and compact because when you're tall like this, you don't really have any room to like go. You don't have any play in the hips. So just get a little bit lower. I'll let you go and get a bit more explosion up, letting you go and get that little bit of rotation, and just gives you more room to play with on the feature. There's a cannon rail. That thing's pretty gnarly. Riding up it. The only thing here is you're getting scared and see you don't have your tall position like you had on the down, flat down. Down, flat down. Oh, actually you're a bit bent over here too. Here you're tall. That's something you can actually go and will really help you improve your rails, is make sure you're not going and hinging forward and letting your upper body cave in like this. When you cave in like that, you're just less stable and less stacked over your board. That's going to give you less power and control. So just instead of being there, you want to be more like that. Just tall up with a straight posture, because we can really see it when you approach this cannon rail that you're not comfortable on. You're just going down and your chest is forward. This goes and makes it so it's way harder to be balanced over your board. And if you're not balanced all over your board, you're going to slide off a bit early like we see here. It's not going to give you that clean pop out. Good shifty, but just focus on being a little more straight in your back will really help. Hey, that's not too bad. Front blend 270 is I struggle with. So that one seems like better timing on the takeoff. Let's go and watch it one more time. Yeah, so again, you can see you're turning into a rail last second. So when you're leaving, you're sort of leaving off a lip already rotated. You're not waiting until leaving off a lip before initiating that rotation. That's just going to give you less slide. There you catch it good. Let's see why that didn't 270. Yeah, so this 270 out didn't work for the same reason that your back 270 out didn't work. And that's because you went and weren't channeling your momentum throughout the feature. You stopped your momentum, open it up, and then just sort of relying on counter rotation. So you just need to go and connect it and make sure that you're fluidly connecting your movements, because that's going to help just carry the power for rotation. So that with a bit of a cleaner takeoff will really help. Backboard, not bad. Let's just go and see the takeoff, because that's what I'm really paying attention to here. Yeah, so again, you're alling super early. Just be more patient with it. Like, if you ollie before the takeoff, even if it's a right-on box, that means you're not going and getting any oomph out of the takeoff, not giving you any height. So you're needing to generate your rotation on going up instead of using, sorry, let me rephrase that sentence. You're using all of your energy to go up instead of using your energy to rotate, because you're not letting the jump send you up. That's why there's lips onto rails, because then the lip sends you up and then you use your body to perform the maneuver. So this is why your tricks are all delayed, because you have that process of going up and generating the pop yourself instead of letting the takeoff work for you. Yeah, and front boards, the only issue with the front boards is you're taking off a little bit too early. This one actually isn't as bad. Let's go take it frame by frame. Good spot. But yeah, you can see last second there, you're going and letting your board shuffle off the takeoff. So make sure you're riding all the way up that takeoff with a straight board before starting that rotation, because that's just going to give you more control, but that was pretty good. Yeah. So I'm seeing that as a very reoccurring pattern here is you're going and pre-spinning a lot. So here your momentum is pre-spinned, so it's channeling you over, carrying your momentum across. It's going to be a lot harder to have that control on the rails if you're going and having your momentum shift up. You really need your momentum to be set right onto the rail. Awesome. Cinematic wind there. Very nice. Front board. Yeah, that was a proper front board. So great positioning on that front board through the kink. That's sick. But only thing again is you're cheating the takeoff a bit, going in. Yeah, you can probably see it really good here. You're just going and scrubbing the takeoff into that front board. So a bit more patience, that position, and that's absolute money. It's going to make it so you're not doing that drift across. That makes the front board so much more tricky because that makes it so you need to shift the balance of your weight throughout the feature instead of just locking in one position. Oh, nice front blunt, same way. Yeah, nice takeoff. Nice and straight. Yeah, look at how much more patient that takeoff is. More patient, getting onto it, onto the back foot. The only reason why this wasn't absolutely perfect is because you landed on the feature slightly angled. So that makes it so your momentum and weight is slightly angled, making it hard to get around, but that was stomped. We take that any day of the week. All right, last feature here, free spin back one, sick. Awesome. So yeah, just work on cleaning up those takeoffs, being patient on them, and then keeping a little bit taller on those like 50-50s, especially on the features you're scared of, and that's going to really help you out. But it's looking good. You have the principles there. I can really tell that you've been putting in the work on the jib board. The jib board just won't ever help you train rails like that. But you can go and tweak your training on the jib board to make it translate a bit more. What I'd recommend doing for your jib board training is putting more focus on the takeoff because you already have the trick maneuvers down. So focus on being patient and leaving off your tail, sort of like you're doing a little bit of an ollie, but without the ollie motion. This will just help you learn to snap off your tail and be more patient off the takeoff. Will then help you go and get onto a rail with less sideways momentum and early spin, making the whole feature easier to do. So keep working on that, but it's looking good. Let me know if you need any more help. Keep shredding.